First, let me say welcome to all of you that are watching this video right now. This is a new series for us. We're going to start our educational series for all of you. Now, let me tell you why we did it. In all of the videos that we do in all of our platforms, I hear from so many people, or they pop into my DMs, that they really want to learn about real estate or learn about one of the other type of businesses that we do. And I want to get back. I want to help you guys and others be successful because I remember what it was like when I was living poor. I remember what it was like losing my first house. I remember what it was like having my cars foreclosed on, my credit score negative, and wondering, how am I going to get ahead? And in 2011, I changed everything by simply changing how I thought about things and also learning about money and learning about how to start different businesses. Now today, I'm fortunate today and I'm very blessed today, but I want to give that back to you guys. And if you're new to this channel, I ask before we get into this, you do me a couple favors. Number one, I want you to make sure you like this page, you subscribe to this page, leave a comment, tell me what you want to learn about, and we will be specific and make videos specifically at what you guys want to learn. Make sure you share this out to people that you think could benefit from it. Follow along. We're going to start dropping some really powerful educational content. And the best part, I'm going to do it for free. I'm not going to be charging you for all the crazy content, and I'm going to give you some incredible value. So for today we're going to jump right into it. One of the most common questions I get is, how do I flip real estate? That's what this first video is about. And if you guys stay along, I'm going to give you the very basic formulas and numbers to have a successful real estate flipping business. Now, there's lots more that go into it, but I'm going to give you a nice overview for you. Now, if you see on the screen behind me, we've put together a quick slide. This is the most basic math that real estate flippers use, okay? So if you look on here, we have your acquisition and your holding costs, and you see a pretty clear example. $200K on a purchase price, $5K on closing costs, $10K with holding costs. Like, those are the simple numbers, right? Like, and we can really drill down and we can narrow down into those, but that is the basic. On top of that, with flip, we also have to understand there's a renovation budget. Renovation budget is usually the one that get people in trouble, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on. But in this example, we used $50,000 for the renovation, as you can see there. We put $10,000 into our permits and our contingency, and that totals $60,000 on total repair value. The other thing that you need when you're flipping properties, you have to understand what the ARV is, the after repair value. In this scenario, we're showing you what it is, and I'm going to dig into after repair value and how you find that here in a little bit. But on this one, we project an ARV of $350,000. So then what does that allow you to do? From there, that allows you to start doing your calculation and how much profit can you make on a flip. Let's start right into the meat and potatoes. Where does everybody usually get it wrong? There's two things that usually kill a deal and make somebody either not make money or not make a lot of money, or in some cases, lose money. Renovation budget usually hammers everybody. And we'll talk about that right now because that is the simplest one for me to get across to you guys. Now, when we deal with renovation budget, if you don't know anything about construction, if you don't know prices on material, prices on labor, one, you shouldn't be flipping properties quite yet. Number two, you have to learn how to get these numbers right. And the biggest thing that we do when we talk about rehab numbers and rehab budgets is we want to make sure that we leave our emotions out of it. Emotions always carry things the wrong direction. All right, so how does renovation budget and your emotions get you in trouble? Well, quite often with new investors, young investors, people flipping their first property, or even those that have just started kind of flipping and they're still early on, this is what I see. Too often emotions get involved. We try to make the numbers work for the project. We fall in love with the house, we fall in love with the project, or we fall in love with the deal because we haven't been able to get a lot of deals. You never, ever can let your emotions come into this thing, okay? The numbers either work or they don't work. And if they don't work, you walk away from the deal and you find the next deal. Never try to squeeze and consolidate numbers to make them work, either for yourself or for a lender, because that's how you lose money or you don't make a lot. So understanding the rehab budget. Number one, you have to do a lot of research, okay? You have to understand what laborers and contractors are going to charge you in the area for the work that you need done. There are plenty of systems out there. There are plenty of investors that are out there in your area. There's plenty of contractors in your area that you can start gathering that information. So really take the time to educate yourself. How much is it going to cost me per square foot to get floor installed? What's it going to cost me per window? What's it going to cost me to redo a bathroom of, XX size? What will it cost me to redo a kitchen? Really understand what the labor costs are going to be involved. Material-wise, you can start figuring that out. Go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot. And as you get bigger and you start scaling, well, then you can really start knocking those numbers down a little bit, okay? Because when you have volume, you're able to get better pricing. And the same thing goes with contractors. When you're able to give them more work and you're able to keep them busy, you'll get better pricing. But understand how those numbers work. But what goes into your renovation budget, you might ask? Some people get this wrong all the time. And even savvier investors have been doing it for a long time. They always forget stuff, or they don't put something in because they say, I don't need that. Like, I haven't had to use this in X amount of flips, so I'm not going to put it in there. But look at the slide that's behind me, okay? As we dig through here and we look at the renovation budget, here are the things that always go into it. Number one, we have our material costs. Number two, 2, we have our labor costs. Besides that, we need to know, do we have to pull permits? How much is that going to cost us? You can call down to your city and figure out what that is. Do I need a rehab permit? Do I need a reconnect for an electrical permit? Like, what are those numbers going to look like? The last thing that's in our rehab budget, once we get all that stuff in there, permits, material, labor, we always put a contingency on there. Always stick a 10% contingency fee on there just in case. And part of what the contingency fee is that contingency charge that you're going to put in your rehab budget. That's going to allow you a little bit of buffer room, but that's also going to allow you to stress it a little bit against the numbers, because if your numbers only work without your contingencies in there, you're not going to make a lot of money, or you're going to lose money. Contingency is so important, and I see so many people leave it off. So really dive into your renovation numbers and make sure you have a good scope. And if anything, make sure you bump them up a little bit. Stress test the deal. If I go 10% over budget or 15% over budget or 20% over budget, does the project still work? Now, a big part of this is your due diligence. When you buy a property, your due diligence, bringing home inspectors out, bringing people out that are experienced with you to understand, do I need new electric? Do I need a new roof? Do I need new HVAC? Those are very, very important things, all right? Don't just buy something sight unseen if you don't have any experience and say, oh, well, here's what the internet tells me that these prices are going to be if I have to rehab it. It's never going to be right. Now,